Yay! Hi everybody!
Hey.
Sorry for the wait. Welcome to our channel. We're the movie couple, and we're going live on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I feel like the stream sometimes is how whoa.
What?
Okay, so you guys can't see what I see, but when I look at Dustin, because we have all these like reflective decoration on the side of his face, it's got like lines, and for a second I was like, are those scars?
Oh,
What?
I was like, what are you staring at? What's wrong? What's wrong with my face?
I'm sorry about that. But hi everybody, how you all do? You want to fix it, don't you?
Yeah, now I want to fix it.
It's not. It's not that. It's not that though.
There we go.
It's
okay.
not. It's not that. It wasn't that. It's these things.
Oh.
Because they're reflecting.
Okay, now I get it. Today has been an interesting start to our day.
How so?
Well, we had to. This is the first time that we're kind of doing our double dip thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't think it means anything, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
So what he means, it literally doesn't mean anything. So I feel like maybe I made a bigger deal than what it should have been. Basically, what happens is I am on this other live streaming platform, an app. It's called Livit, Livit, and I go on there and I stream usually by myself. Just kind of talk about whatever I feel like talking about. It's nothing like this, and it's very casual, and it's kind of similar to Twitch a little bit, but like it's got really cute overlays, which is kind of what got me. So anyways,
it's the cuteness that sells
it's the cuteness that got me. They have their little mascots, a little animated, a little white cube called Tofu. I mean, that alone, I was like, yes. So we're going live on Livit as well as YouTube, but obviously you guys are our front and center audience, so we're going to be focused to you. And for anybody who's watching on Livit, hello, how are you? All right, we have our first super chat already. Oh my gosh, you guys, wow. Thank you so much. So before we jump into the topic, we're going to warm up today with a live chat, and this is from Dowston8888.
Hey.
Not Dustin, but Dowston.
I like that name.
Thank you so much. And he just wants to talk about, regardless how you feel about Zack Snyder, he deserves to have his vision realized. And Dowston, you are at, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm not like overpronouncing like the A and the U, hopefully. So if I am, sorry about that. But yes, I agree that you should have your, I mean, obviously a lot of people want to see his cut.
Yeah.
Or the hashtag release the Snyder cut wouldn't
be trending.
Trending thing. So Dustin, I hope you stick around because we are definitely going to be talking about the release of the Snyder cut later on in the show. But let's get into how I hope you stay tuned. Thank you so much for that. And Blade GTR says, I like that emblem, Dowston. I like it too. Is that the Mandalorian?
Yeah, that's the
Mandalorian.
No, not the Mandalorian. The DeLorean. But yes, that is a picture of the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
I want to see the Mandalorian in a DeLorean. Somebody make that happen right now.
That would be so cool. If you have like the Mandalorian like sticking his head out, and instead of like looking at his watch, he's like shooting his blaster out the window. That would be so cool. Yeah, like, let's do some crossover stuff.
Open the door and like stick out his jetpack, and he's like whistling bird.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or wherever it comes out of his.
Well, like, yeah, it came out of his forearm. But that would be such a cool little mashup, and I do love the picture.
That's so funny. Oh man, that's thank you so much for this, Dowston, and we're definitely going to get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you again for. Hey, can we build like a little like tiny baby seat for Baby Yoda?
Oh yeah, put a car seat in there for Baby Yoda.
He's got like the old little curly hair, like Doc Brown little coat. So you do away with.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny to do like a little mashup of that.
Oh my God, we're going on an adventure. And he's like, ooh.
And yeah, he's trying to, he's like reaching back and trying to grab the flux capacitor.
I just turned into the Mandalorian talk. Welcome to our show, everybody, where rules don't matter. It doesn't. We're not professionals. We just like to talk movie stuff with you guys. So thank you so much for your support, Dustin. Thank you so much. Let me just pull up my notes here because it's actually, I'm going to just use Dustin's clipboard. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Okay,
all
sorry.
Yours.
Because I realized
that's why I printed them out.
I realized that it's on a whole different, what is that called? I realized that it's on a whole different,
a different tab or?
Yeah, it's on a whole different browser. Like,
oh.
Instead of Chrome, it's on another one. So I'm just like, I don't want to have to leave this. I don't want to have to leave this tab because then I can't see you guys' comments. So Debbie says this is casual Wednesday. It's so funny because like
usually Wednesdays are actually our more
Saturdays.
serious days.
Yeah, it's
Today we're supposed to be serious, people.
welcome to Serious Wednesday with Dustin and Wendy. This is Movie Couple Live. All right, like how I drop a register in my voice.
Gonna be doing
Trying
the
to do-
C-SPAN kind of thing.
Trying to go a little bit more NPR, and we're going to be a little bit more professional as we talk about
There's no fun in being professional.
The Mandalorian and A DeLorean next week. Tune in. All right.
We're gonna have
Sorry,
that.
that was my NPR voice. Hope you guys approve. Okay, so what we're doing today is we are talking about the Snyder Cut. We're talking about Ruby Rose. We're talking about David Arquett and the Scream reboot and so much more. But before we do, we want to kind of catch you guys up on what we have going up on our channel. As you saw, we put up the trailer for the movie Unhinged that will supposedly be in theaters on
It was July
1st with Russell Crowe. Now that the comments,
that's a ballsy move.
yeah,
I mean,
it is a ballsy move.
And you know, it also kind of makes sense too. This doesn't look like it's going to be like one of those big blockbusters, make huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
So why not use this as the sacrificial lamb, so to speak?
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
a thing. Hey, it's like we have this movie. We could put it out on streaming, or we can use it to kind of test the waters to see if the shark's in the water. If the shark's in the water, we're not putting any more movies out. However, if it goes out there and actually is able to make a decent amount of money,
Yeah.
I think that's a brilliant idea to just put it in there to kind of test the waters.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to go see it because it's not my kind of movie. And I think while watching the trailer, I was like,
I could show you guys like the 4 different screen grabs I have of our faces, like of us reacting, just because, and it's not just the big shocking moments of like crazy driving road rage stuff. It's just some of the how far unhinged his character seems to have become.
yeah.
We don't know what the premise is. We don't know exactly how he got to the point, but it took that one person to do what she did. And she's kind of like, and he like, it mattered to him so much to kind of just get a little bit of an apology to be like, and she was like, no, I'm not apologizing. And I have nothing to apologize for. And he's like, that's it. And I was like, oh my God, just snapped. And so, yeah, it was a hard to watch trailer, which I have to say, it's been a long time since the trailers made me feel that unsettled. So
Very true.
The title is perfect for the movie.
And Russell Crowe just has that intensity to him to where you can just feel how he can make you feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
With just how intense his voice and his eyes and everything is just something that I'm just like, okay, no problem. That guy wants an apology. Hey, you know what?
Just say I'm sorry.
Hey,
just
you know
say
what?
I'm sorry.
I've had a rough day. I apologize, and go on with your life.
Yeah. We've seen real life things, not like road rage, but like, and this is pre-pandemic, but remember at the grocery store where the clerk had the supposedly the cashier threw the money back at the customer, and I don't think it was that. I think they were trying to rush.
Yeah, and they kind of
because it was like a rush hour in the grocery stores. You know how like it's after work and everybody's trying to go and get their groceries, or maybe
so
it's
they
like
go home, cook dinner,
something like that. It's one of those times where the grocery store is very crowded, and I think we didn't see it. So what happened was like they were in a rush, and the money it seemed like the money was thrown at this lady, and she started screaming, and she's like, I want an apology. So the clerk sat there and took the berating and was like, I'm sorry for doing that. I didn't mean to. Like that wasn't my intention. I'm not trying to rush you. It's just, and like just the fact that the lady wouldn't. The problem was that the lady wouldn't let it go.
Yeah,
she wouldn't let it go. She kept on saying the same thing over and over and over. Was like, you threw the money at me. You threw the money at me, and
even the cashier point, was like,
what more do you want me to say?
Yeah, I mean,
we want free groceries? No, get out of here.
It was a mistake. I do apologize. Here you go. Have a nice day. And then, she just kept on going and going and going.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that people, that's the thing. When people feel wounded or, what is that called? Like insulted.
Yeah.
Even if they get an apology, there's something that they want. They've been hurt. So they want to make sure that either the person who wronged them gets hurt. So it's, even if they get the apology, it's still just keeps on going. And it's something that we have to learn as a society to be like, okay,
you just gotta,
I understand.
Is it really that, what's the saying? Like, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you take a step back, usually it's.
The worst case that I ever had of that was when I was working at Starbucks. And this guy had asked, he got like an iced coffee, and he said, easy ice. So when we're hurrying, we look at it and go, okay, easy ice. So normally we put in this much, so we put in half the amount. What he really wanted was like 3 ice cubes. And apparently he got pissed. He like opened up the lid, reached into his drink, and like threw the ice at the person that I was working with.
You definitely can't do that post-COVID. People
and I'm like, and even everyone behind the counter and even on the other side of the counter were like, what the hell? And then he storms out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all because of a little bit of ice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pick your battles.
Yeah. That, it's just, sometimes you just need to take a breather. There's times where, and a couple of you guys in the past have asked, like, if we like argue as a couple, and I feel like all couples at one point or another argue. We had an incident the other day where I just got up and I was like, I just need to like step out of the situation for a second. And we did. And then you just have to, because sometimes you're seeing red and you're going to say things you don't mean to say. And sometimes you're kind of like, oh, I didn't mean it. I take it back, but the words are spoken. And so it's better sometimes for you to acknowledge, be like, I am upset. I can't explain myself very well right now because I'm seeing red, or my emotions are heightened.
You really need to notice when you're seeing red, when you know you're not going to be able to do anything. Yeah, then take a step back.
Yeah, take a walk.
But now that we went on our little tirade.
Welcome to our TED Talk.
This is our TED Talk, or what is that? Our public service announcement. But we released the Unhinged trailer reaction, which made us feel very unhinged. But we've also been watching a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah.
We have, we're almost on season 5 of She-Ra. So we want to thank, shout out to Debbie for saying, like, you guys should watch it. And finally we took her advice, we watched it, and oh my god, we're obsessed with the show. It's so good.
It is so good. It's along those same lines of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah. And it's just one of those cartoons that you're like, this is for kids. There's moments where I'm crying during the show. And I'm like,
oh, Airbender will make you cry.
Airbender will make you cry. One of these seasons not seasons,
episodes of She-Ra?
There's She-Ra, but I'm also talking about one of the Ninja Turtles reboots.
Oh my god, yeah, the Nickelodeon one.
One of the not the newest Nickelodeon one, but the one that came before that was just, oh my gosh, heart-wrenching at sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes they just do an amazing job on some of these cartoons that are meant for kids, but can really appeal to an older audience.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're loving those shows. We're shouting them out. And a real quick shout out to our Live It viewers right now. To Dan and Tyler. Thank you for the snacks, and thank you for sharing our stream. And
you got snacks?
We got snacks. I'll show you how that works later. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. So, another thing I finished watching last night, Itaewon Class on Netflix. I finished it. I stayed up until like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I finally watched it. And it led me to tweet. I don't usually tweet out of like reaction, like knee-jerk reaction. But there was a scene where I was and I was like, this character did actually did this after all these years of putting up with this? No. And then I tweeted out, and then we got to the finale. I was like, well, I guess it's okay that he did that. I guess. But it's I got very caught up in the moment.
Wendy's kind of given me the cliff note, very, very abridged cliff notes of this show, and it's it seems like one of those very intense revenge stories.
Oh, so good.
And yeah, Wendy loves it.
Park Seo-hee is my new favorite K-drama character. But yeah, so I put out a call on my Twitter to see if anyone else has any other K-drama suggestions for me to watch now that Itaewon Class is finished. I am going to start watching The King Eternal Monarch because Lee Min-ho is in it, and it's been so long since I've seen him in a K-drama, so I'm going to watch that next. And we're also still watching The Kingdom, so just to let you guys know, if you guys want to go on my Twitter and suggest things, I love binging K-drama. It's the best.
So is it, someone down there recommended Stargirl?
Stargirl, yeah.
I've only seen pictures
I know it's
of
a DC show. We haven't looked into it, but that's something that we probably should.
Oh, is it only on the DC,
Don't know. Reese is the person who put in that, that comment. So let us know where we can watch it. If it's Hulu, if it's CW only or whatever.
Yeah, I think we have to buy the DC streaming service thing. I mean, we were thinking about it because one, I
it's
really
on the CW.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that should come to Hulu, no?
Maybe. We can check it out.
Okay, we'll
see if it's on Hulu. If it's on one of the streaming services that we have, we're probably going to check it out.
Yeah, we'll check it out eventually. And since we're talking about CW, just a reminder, we will be talking about Ruby Rose and the Batwoman news later on in the show. One more plug, and then we're going to move on to our first topic. We, on Monday, if you haven't watched it yet, because we really enjoy putting up like lifestyle vlogs. So it just kind of gives us a little bit of a break, and it gives you guys a break if you choose to watch it. A look into our behind the scene lives, as opposed to just talking to you guys like this about movie news and things like that. So in the latest vlog, we put up how at home we made Dalgona coffee, which is like a foamy coffee float. And then, hi Dan, how are you? Sorry, just saying hi to some of the people on Livid, talking about movie news today on the YouTube channel. We made Dalgona coffee, which is it's super easy. All you need is instant coffee, hot water, granulated white sugar. You whip it until it's foamy. You put it over milk, and it's delicious. Especially for the summertime, it's going to be delicious. And then we made our homemade Dole Whip. And it turned out
check out that vlog and see how much Wendy just loved it.
Yeah, there's a couple of moments in there that's like, what's wrong with me? Why am I the way I am?
It's because you're cute and adorable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on to our first topic, shall we?
Yes.
All right. So we put this in the notes because we thought it was really funny. So if
I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. So if you are on Grubhub or one of those like food delivery services and you see a Pasquale pizza and you order pizza from it, know that it's not really Pasquale. It is actually Chuck E. Cheese. And I like my little title, Chuck E. Cheese. No, it's Pasquale's.
And once Wendy told me about this, I was like, this is perfectly hilarious. And how just creative it is. It's kind of like, okay, well, you know what? People don't want to get, take out pizza from Chuck E. Cheese, even though from what I've heard, their pizza's actually pretty good. I haven't had it in a long time.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, let's just change the name and see if it helps. And I'm like, that is awesome. I think that is so hilarious that it's just the name, Chuck E. Cheese, that's kind of now biting them in the butt. So they're like, hey, you know what? Let's just change it to one of the many other characters that Chuck E. Cheese has.
Fun fact from Songbird, Chuck E. Cheese was created by Nolan Bushnell, creator of the Atari.
Really?
What?
I'm going to have to check that out. That is hilarious.
That's so funny. Thank you for the fun notes. Okay, so here are our notes that I've written down. I'm going to read off to you guys. So, yes, Pasquale's is actually Chuck E. Cheese. So if you're ordering pizza on your various food ordering apps, and if it's from Pasquale's, it is actually from Chuck E. Cheese. And I found this out because I was wondering why Chuck E. Cheese was trending on Twitter. And I was like, well, no one's putting like their kid in Chuck E. Cheese for like a birthday party and the arcade during
a pandemic. Go in the ball pit.
Yeah, no.
Where there's probably a million germs.
Yeah. So I was wondering why that was, and it turns out that the company used an alias, and the name is alias Elias. Why did I? What the heck? What is that?
An alias.
Oh no.
Okay.
Composure. Oh my gosh. So yes. I'm so sorry again. No, an alias. Pasquale is actually one of the characters from Chuck E. Cheese, like out of like the little like rap band that they have. It's one of the characters, and I think it's actually really clever. Like honestly, props to Chuck E. Cheese and their marketing team. To be like, hey, do you want pizza and wings from Chuck E. Cheese? People are like, oh no, 2 stars. Pasquale's, this is actually pretty good, 4.5 stars.
Let's try this out.
Yeah, I think that's really really funny. So you guys, now that you know Chuck E. Cheese is doing takeout orders, whether it's under the name Chuck E. Cheese or Pasquale, would you order it or would you not?
A part of me wants to now try it. A part of me is kind of like, that is such a unique idea and really smart to kind of get the Twitter going on, to even whether it's, sometimes, you know what, no matter if it's good news or bad news, it's news, it's publicity, and it makes people go, you know what? Let's try Chuck E. Cheese pizza today.
Why not?
And speaking of Chuck E. Cheese pizza,
we have a super chat from Xavier Reed. I saw that you were struggling there. So
Thank you.
I was like, I'll just say it for him. And thank you so much for the super chat, Xavier or Xavier. I don't know.
Xavier. It's probably Xavier.
Well, I have 2 friends with the name Xavier. One calls himself Xavier.
Oh.
And the other one calls himself Xavier. So I guess it depends. One's Australian, one's from Florida. So I don't know if that makes
a difference. Like the Professor Xavier? But either way, he's an awesome...
Xavier says, Chuck E. Cheese, the friendly cousin of Freddy Fazbear Pizza. Freddy Fazbear, I believe that's Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh,
which is like made of nightmares. I watched a little bit of like gameplay and like it's so creepy. It's like what happens to those costumes and things like after dark, and it's like I wouldn't want to be like a closing employee for any of those shops. Like it just freaks me out because every time you turn off the light, it comes back on, and then like that object is a little bit closer. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I've always had a very deep-seated fear reaction to when the lights on, lights off, lights on kind of thing, and then the thing has moved, but it's still staying still.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh my god, kind of like what is it in Doctor Who? How they do the look away with the angels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The weeping angels.
The weeping angels.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Nice callback to Doctor Who. Nice. And Professor X. So Xavier.
Oh, awesome.
Xavier. And real quick shout out to Nikita who is watching via Livet. And she says regarding the Chuck E. Cheese and Pasquale news, still no, by Pasquale. Pasquale is doing too much. We just had to put the news in there because we thought it was so stinking funny.
And it really does kind of make me want to try Chuck E. Cheese pizza now. It brings up the, you know what, maybe we should just try it one night and check it out. Just because it kind of gets you like, you know what? They deserve a little bit of credit for being that creative.
Yeah, and it's funny because we have a Chuck E. Cheese near us, and so we actually saw that it was open, and at first we're like, wait, are they accepting people? And then we drove by, and there's huge sign that's like, order wings and pizza, curbside pickup only. We're like, oh, okay. Like, no kids playing in the ball pit.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to Lysol your kid after that.
Oh, God. And I wouldn't want to go to any of the video games and put my hands on it.
I mean, you can as long as you don't touch your face afterwards, but that's so hard.
I'd have, like, just a whole... I just spray the whole thing down with Lysol.
Just wear a mask, like a full face shield, and then you can play to your heart's content.
Hazmat suit.
Thank you so much, Xavier, for your super chat. Let's move on to our next topic here, which is about Disney Spring. So Disney Spring, similar to the Orlando City Walk news that we talked about on Saturday with Late to the Party. Which reminds me, because we were talking about Late to the Party, 2 things. Late to the Party just announced, and I want to shout this out because they're our friends.
We love them.
And we love them so much and we want to support them. They are going to be live streaming pretty soon. Their stream... The title of their show is called Late to the Week. I don't know when it's going to go up. I don't have the details.
Or later in the week.
And even if I did, I would let them to tell it to you because it's not my news to tell, but I want to shout that out. So if you guys enjoy kind of what we do and something similar, go ahead and check out Late to the Party if you don't already. They are really awesome people with great insights, and we fully support everything that they do.
Yes.
So Disney Springs is reopening, and... and this is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Disney Springs reopens some of its restaurants and shops today. Actually, is the day that they have reopened, and I wrote this knowing that we were going to talk about it on Wednesday. So today they reopen with strict rules in place, such as mandatory masks, temperature checks, plexiglass dividers at registers to protect their employees, frequent cleaning in high-touch areas. So like maybe baskets for shopping. Not that they really have those, but like handrails, doors, things like that. Things that people tend to touch more often. And the Florida governor gave Disney/Universal Orlando the green light to actually submit their reopening plans. And this is not just for the shopping areas, but this is, I think, in regards to the theme park. To submit their reopening plans. And if that goes through, because you know how like Florida, the way they operate is different than the California governor.
Yes.
Its rules. So it's different states, different rules. So we're going to see how Florida does do their thing. And the plans, it does include a date. We don't know the date. And as far as ensuring guests are following safety protocols during their time at Disney Springs, Florida sheriffs and deputy are actually going to be present to make sure that things are just running. They're not going to be like enforcing like things because that's like a Disney thing that they're going to do. So Disney will have personnel that will reinforce these measures and rules like social distancing and masks. So the deputies aren't going to step in, but they are going to step in if people get, I guess, like unorderly and maybe a little violent. And really quick, we're going to, since we have a cast member here, cast member Christopher Mendez with the super chat. Thank you so much, Christopher. Christopher writes, here is a very heated debate amongst all Disney fans that hopefully you can settle. Better I thought it was going to be serious. I love this. Thank you so much, Chris. Better corn dogs on Main Street or corn dog castle?
I'm gonna have.
Oh wait. Okay, let's finish the Disney Spring, and then we're gonna get into that because I have thoughts. I have thoughts. All right.
Wendy has an opinion about this.
I have thoughts. Okay. So to ensure that guests are following safety precautions, Disney personnel will approach anyone not wearing a mask and ask that they get into compliance. Disney has also made it clear that, quote, enhanced healthy and safety measures will be of the utmost importance, with a disclaimer that guests still assume risk. And this is, you can find this actually on their website. And this is the quote, an inherent risk of exposure to COVID-19 exists in any public place where people are present. COVID-19 is an extremely contagious disease that can lead to severe illness and health. By visiting Walt Disney World Resort, you voluntarily assume all risks related to exposure to COVID-19. So our question to you is your thoughts on Disney Springs reopening, and if you're in Florida, would you be attending, assuming that you are following all the safety measures? How safely do you feel dining at these restaurants and shopping? Let us know. That's
also another thing, though, since they are very much saying, hey, we're opening up. However, if you get sick, it's your own fault. Kind of a thing. It's not your own fault, but it's
you're taking you're taking
you
the
cannot
risk.
Come back to us
and sue
us but then I mean there is a balance to this. Yes, do I think that Disney should be sued if someone does get sick at one of their restaurants? It depends on how seriously they take it. Okay. I mean, if you're able to say, no, the company did as much as they could. They put up signs. They said you cannot come in without a mask. You have to do this. All of their cast members and people who work there are supplied with gloves and masks and the protective equipment that they need. They are saying, if you are sick, do not come to work, kind of thing, and you still get paid time off, then yeah, I'm sorry. Disney has done everything they can to make sure their guests are safe. However, if you're finding out that, the employees want a mask, want safety gear, they're not giving it to them, that they don't really, that they actually do not fully enforce certain rules, then there might be a leeway to be able to say, no, I'm sorry, you did not do all that you could do. So there is a balance. Yes, people need to take responsibility for their own actions, and the companies need to do their best in order to make sure that the environment is safe.
Speaking of which, since we're on mask talk, did you see that Costco Tissin, I think it's called, is trending? So there was an employee an employee of Costco, and I just saw this on Twitter. Basically, there was a customer, and maybe like two of them, but they were the same party. They went into Costco and they did the shopping, but they did not wear a mask, nor did they, after being asked to, did not put one on. I don't know if they had one on them or not, but they refused. And I didn't listen to the video, so like I could just literally be talking out of my butt right now. But from what I saw is they refused to comply with the regulation, the guidelines that Costco has put in place to better protect their customers and their employees. So what this employee did was like, and the guy filmed him too. The guy who didn't wear a mask filmed him. And he's kind of like, you don't want to follow the rules? Took the cart and just booted him. Took the cart and was like, you're not buying your stuff today.
And
and wheeled it away. And I was like,
it's not, it doesn't even need to be a mask. I mean, people have been wearing scarves. People have been wearing big socks.
Look, here's the thing, and I don't want to we don't talk about politics on this channel, nor do I want to get into it. I think, and I'll do it in a very light way just to touch on it. The virus is a virus. It's not red and it's not blue.
It doesn't care.
It doesn't care if you vote red or blue. We don't care if you
whatever.
Vote red or blue. Let's just put that out there. I don't care. What I care is people stay safe. And people aren't getting so upset about a tiny thing about wearing a mask. If you need to go to Costco, you swallow whatever theory you may have, whatever belief you may have. If you absolutely have to go to Costco.
Yeah.
And their requirement is that you wear a mask. Do you go without the supplies that you may need at Costco, or do you not wear a mask? That's up to you to choose. But you can't get mad at Costco for trying to protect people. Yeah. Everyone else was wearing a mask. Nobody else had a problem with it. So that's kind of like my take on it. Like, I'm so tired of people using it as oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of like, did we forget that it's like a worldwide pandemic? It's not only happening in the United States. I understand some people would think like that if it's only happening in the States, but it's not. It's happening everywhere. So, that's just my thought. If you're going to get mad about something like that, then maybe you don't need to go to Costco.
And some people are going to be more afraid of it than others, so take more precautions, and some people are going to take less precautions. But, I mean, mask. I think it's a easy thing to do.
It's really not that hard.
I mean, heck, even before this, stores had the right to not serve people.
Already. Previously, so, like, oh, you can't enter a premise without wearing a shirt, right? Like, there's some people, like some
no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Right. So it's kind of like, what's the difference?
We're just now adding no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service.
Anyways, we're gonna we've said our thoughts, and we're gonna come back to Chris's super chat in a second, because Sergio, thank you so much for the super chat, Sergio. What are you doing during this terrible quarantine?
We're live streaming.
We're live streaming every Monday. Well, that's
every Wednesday and Saturday, and and plus, that's what we're doing. We're now focusing a lot more on our YouTube channel. Yes. We're able to interact with you guys more.
Spending more time with each other, because if you guys didn't know, I worked as a 10 to 6 how do I say this, week? 10
to 6 weekday job.
Thank you.
So it's it still takes about an hour to get to work, and it still takes her an hour to get home from work. Yep. So now we're together like almost 20. No, we are pretty much.
We are together 24 hours, and we have not killed
each other yet. So that shows the sign and strength of our relationship.
We've been together like 11 years. 12?
No, 11.
11?
Yeah,
11. Okay, 2008. So like, if we can't,
6 years married, 5 years dating. Yeah.
Like, it has tested our ability to communicate just in general, and I think we realized
I wouldn't say tested. I would say that it would be more like exercised it.
Exercise is a great word, and I'm going to use that. We
tested
exercise our.
Mean that there would be a chance of failure. But since we are, it makes it so we do have to work.
We practice
practice it a lot more.
Yeah. So we are working on it and getting better at it every day, because marriage is work, communication is work, communication with friends is work, and I think we forget that when we get so busy with like our everyday lives, our post-COVID or pre-COVID routine, and like what it is now. And it's like, I just enjoy spending time with Dustin. Like, I like showing him, and he does too, showing me really stupid TikToks that we're just kind of, look how cute this is.
For me, I do more of the Instagram. I'm like, Wendy, look.
And it's usually
like, I'm doing something, Dustin.
But it's usually of really cute dogs or food, so I can't say no to either.
Yeah.
And speaking of food, let's go back to Chris's very heated debate.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. All right. Main Street cart. I'm thinking you're
the corn dog cart right next to the photos.
Right next to the photos, and right next to the Plaza Inn is what you're talking about. Like, so basically, if you're walking down Main Street, USA in Disneyland, it's on the right hand side. That or the corn dog castle at Disney's California Land. Oh my God!
California Land. California Adventure.
What's happening to me today?
I'm actually going to go first on this because the Main Street cart has such a nostalgia for me. I've been going to Disneyland ever since I was wee little.
Little man.
I mean, my parents have pictures of me before I even remember actually going.
Yeah.
And we would always get a corn dog, because me and my dad that's actually how we've bonded a lot, is over corn dogs. There's this place down where Wendy and I live. When I was little, I lived in this area too, where they used to sell corn dogs. And my dad and I would go there, and we just get a whole bunch of corn dogs and we would talk about this. Or anytime we went out, we would always stop at Wiener Schnitzel and get corn dogs. So the Main Street cart was all. Are you laughing at me about me and my corn dogs? It's a bonding thing between me and my dad.
No, I keep thinking about I call Disney California Adventures California Land.
It's pretty much California Land. But for me, the corn dogs on Main Street, USA, right there at the cart is all, I mean, anytime I walk by it, I'm always like, I really want to get a corn dog.
Yep.
And then Wendy's like, no, we were going to go here for lunch or something, or we got to try all these other things. I'm like, okay, fine. Twist my arm a little bit to try some of the new Disney food. But I've always loved just the way that they make their corn dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense that the corn dogs at the two
deep-fried deliciousness, that's why.
I know. Deep fried anything.
When like the piece of paper, when you're finished with the basket and that little piece of like wax paper, it's just see-through because it's so greasy. And you realize you've eaten it, it's in your stomach, it's gonna get into your bloodstream and you're gonna clog your arteries. And you go, I don't care, it was good. And then for the rest of the day, you're like, let me just get a carrot stick or something. No ranch.
And also the thing is, since we do probably go to Disneyland more often, we walk by that cart more often, which means we smell those corn dogs more often, which makes us go, let's get a corn dog today. Yeah. So the Main Street cart has a little bit of an advantage. Yeah. Even though I wouldn't be surprised if they're the exact same corn dog. But yeah, I'm definitely going for Main Street USA corn dog cart. Okay.
It's not really a hot take because I agree with you. I also love the cart. I choose the cart over the the corn dog castle. Now, the corn dog castle does have like kind of like more variety. Yes. The corn dog cart
only has
corn dog and get chips or the apple slices. At the castle, you can get the hot links, which I love spicy anything. Like if you try to sell me like sweet and spicy churro, I'm be like, yeah, I'm gonna try it. It could be terrible.
Did they ever do that before?
I don't think
a sweet and spicy churro?
I don't know, but I try it.
That.
I would but not if they're gonna do it like a red hot churro. Like that's I don't need that. I wouldn't even buy it. It just sounds gross because they would put that like terrible like cinnamon red sugar all over it.
Yeah, where it's that fake.
No.
You know what would be really good is if they put like some elote. What is that? Some tahine.
Tahine.
Over it. Maybe instead of cinnamon and sugar, it would be sugar and tahine.
Oh my gosh, I don't know, man.
Because I kind of do like want something a little bit more citrusy sweet.
I like tahini
and not like
on mango.
Sugary sweet.
Tahini on mango is really good. Tahini on dough, it's just as good. But so I do like the hot links, but I find that after trying it a couple of times, the hot link one, I find myself actually preferring the original corn dog over the spicy one. Like it's good, but the original just for some reason so much better. And I'm gonna say this, and this is probably maybe a hot take. I know it's the same Disney, okay? I know it's the same prep kitchen. It's the same ingredient. It's the same oil that they fry. It's even the same little stick that they put in. The same baskets that they use, blah, 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 whatever. I think the Main Street cart original corn dog tastes better than the corn dog castle corn dog. There, I said it. I'm sorry. It's just how I feel. We tried it both because, you know, we have like the ability to kind of hop the parks. So sometimes you're kind of like, I want a corn dog. Later on, you're like, I want another corn dog because why not? You can't have too many corn dogs. I mean, you can, but also you can't. But I've noticed that when I eat the corn dog castle one, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I felt like the other park tastes better. I don't know what it is. But I think it tastes better. So
nostalgia is always a good ingredient to add to your food.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. Also, I will have to add the cart is more easily accessible, like you said, because you just have to go down a bit ways, down Main Street USA, and there you have it. And then for the corn dog, you have to go like all the way to the pier, go all the way to Goofy's Fly School, past the Little Mermaids. Yeah. Right? Wait. Oh God.
It is. Well, there is.
Chris, help.
What? Because I know there was a corn dog place that was by Goofy's Flight School, and
that is the corn dog castle.
But then I thought they moved. It's no, because we got a corn dog. We got one of the spicy corn dogs.
Where are you thinking of the chicken place?
Well, no, I was thinking of the one that was next to where the Muppets were. The Muppet Show. There's that place. That's a hot dog place.
Hot dog place. Yeah, that's a different place.
It's been too long. We need to go back to Disney.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we have a lot of comments on food, so I kind of want to go back and read a whole bunch.
I like talking about food.
We love talking about food. So sorry, this is gonna go. We're gonna go over an hour because
we've only gone 40 minutes.
I'm sorry.
And we've only got like 2 different topics going.
Yeah.
But I love talking to you guys.
We love talking to you guys. Thank you all of you so much for tuning in twice a week just to hear us blab about stuff. Why go to a Costco when you have the local store? That's true. And I can only speak to this based on like California guidelines. Is for the most part, California stores all require you to wear a mask when you go, and we mostly just go to Trader Joe's. We did a Target run not too long ago, but they all require you to wear a mask. So we don't really like run it like that's like it's either store or no store. I mean, mask or no mask. It's either mask or no store basically in California. But I don't even know where this Costco takes place. But I'm betting you it's not California.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 years engagement, JK. No, we did a 1-year engagement because we got engaged in 2013. We got married in 2014. So that gives us 6 years of marriage, and we dated 5 years prior to being engaged.
Yep. And I made it so it'd be really easy on me to remember dates because I did it all on one date. I proposed on our anniversary, and we got married on our anniversary. Yep. So it all lines up perfectly.
It all lines up perfectly.
If you can do that, I highly recommend it.
It's so smart. It's kind of like, when's your anniversary? For all of them, just one date, March 15th.
Did we get another super chat that popped up?
Oh, we did. I think. Oh shoot. Wait. Okay. Here it is.
Oh, there it is.
And this one comes from.
Thank you so much.
Amir AMR Nile. Hello and thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, from Australia.
Hey,
hello.
how's it going?
My gosh, how are things in Australia? Cinemas here will reopen in July. What movie are you looking forward to seeing? Miss Cinema Popcorn. We miss cinema so much.
Oh my gosh, popcorn. So much. I miss my big bucket of popcorn.
You put the butter in it with a little pump.
And I have a method to my madness. I always get the box. I pour out some of the popcorn, put butter on it, salt. I layer it, and then I get the popcorn bucket refilled.
And fun fact, if you go to Arquett and you ask which by the way they use real butter, not the artificial butter, even though they both taste delicious. You can ask the cashier to layer your butter, and they will do what he says, but they'll do it for you. And it's so you don't have to like shake it up like this throughout the movie.
Yeah,
so good. What movie are we looking forward to seeing in theaters?
Do you want the short list or the long list?
Short list.
I mean, besides Black Widow, Wonder Woman.
So, somebody earlier asked where you got the shirt from. It's from a Wonder Woman promo. We got it as a promo in the mail.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just love the shirt.
Yeah, we love the shirt, and I think it's when they were promoting the first one.
I have so many different promotional shirts in my closet.
And this one's extra comfy.
This one's really nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice. Like nice and soft. So yeah, sometimes I just put it on and I go to sleep in it.
Man, I gotta go with Wonder Woman. 1984.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is the big one that I really want to see.
So much, and I can't wait to see what crazy insanity we're gonna see on screen. And like with her ego armor and everything. Oh, sick. Let us know what you guys' first movie you will be seeing once theaters reopen, wherever you are. Niall, thank you so much for sending in a super chat. Please let us know what movie you will be seeing once theaters reopen in Australia. We hope you're staying safe out there and staying healthy. Okay. All right. Let's move on to Chris. I think he just didn't I see him just
maybe sometimes it's so weird once you start talking and
Chris says it's right by Goofy's High School, so it's what we're thinking.
Okay, cool.
It's been so long. All right, let's move on to our next topic, which is well, we won't spend too long on this one. David Arquett is going to reprise his role, Deputy Dewey, back for another
reboot.
A reboot, yeah. It's a reboot for Scream. So I'm gonna go ahead and read off my notes here. So when we first met Deputy Dewey in the 1996 Scream, and now we're going to see him again reprise the role in the Scream reboot, and this is set to start filming later this year with safety protocols in place, and so far we don't have any other details on the plot, but I bet Perry's like excited about this news.
Yeah.
She's all about Scream. She named her cat Dewey.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So David Arquett did say he is excited for the project. Quote, I am thrilled to be playing Dewey again and to reunite with my Scream family, old and new. And also he said, Scream has been such a big part of my life. And for both the fans and myself, I look forward to honoring Wes Craven's legacy. So we want to know, are you guys excited for the Scream reboot? And what other cast members would you like to see reprise their roles? I think this is almost like a mandatory thing for Scream. I can't think of Scream, aside from Ghostface, I can't think of Scream without thinking Deputy Dewey at all.
I'm going to have to take your word for that.
Have you not seen Scream?
When Scream came out, I was very, very squeamish about horror movies. I mean, I still kind of am squeamish because for some reason, horror movies aren't my thing. If you like them, awesome. That is cool. And I know some of you are just super, I mean, especially the cult following of Scream.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a phenomenon that just came out of nowhere kind of thing. But I don't really know much about Scream. I don't really, when it comes to horror movies, I always find them fascinating and interesting, especially when you start getting into like the psychology of them. There's a YouTube channel that I've been watching.
I read that Niall is from Austria and Australia. I'm so sorry. Words are so hard for me today.
Yeah,
What's
don't worry.
going on?
My brain,
I'm sorry.
I glanced at it real quick and I was just like, yeah, Austria. My apologies.
I'm
we
sorry.
both apologize.
Two very different places. That's like as bad as when I tell people I'm from Taiwan and they tell me that they love Thai food.
Oh.
That's all. I'm so sorry. So embarrassing. Sorry, Niall. I'm sorry. Austria, guys. He's from Austria, not Australia. Okay.
But that's something my brain does.
Yeah.
You know, if I take a quick glance at something.
I think I took out the L.
Yeah. When I take a quick glance at something, like for example, if I was in a hurry and I saw like a sign that says fire hose, my brain will sometimes change it to like firehouse.
Firefest.
Or something.
2020. And a cheese sandwich.
Oh, if you want to have a really big disaster.
That's what 2020 is. 2020 is Firefest.
2020 is the big disaster.
Terrible.
But overall, when it comes to like horror movies, I'm not the guy to ask. This young lady is the one to have all of the opinions about horror movies.
I just remember seeing the first Scream and it turned into like a relaxing night at home and just picking up a simple phone call. All that much more unsettling. Do you like scary movies? What? Like there was no it's just kind of like if the phone rings when you're by yourself, you know what? The machine can pick it up. I'm not gonna bother.
I'm not home.
Closing all the blinds. I am not gonna run upstairs when an intruder comes in because that's what she did. Nev Campbell was like, I'm running up the stairs. I'm like, no, out the door. Leave, which she eventually got to, but anyways.
Wasn't Drew Barrymore the first victim?
Yes,
well,
actually it was.
I watched that first scene.
Oh my god, yeah.
After that first scene, I was like, no, thank you.
No, thank you. A lot of you guys are saying Courtney Cox should come back. Having a reboot but keeping the same character. This is from Chris. No, it's not from Chris. Super chat's from Chris, which you're going to get to in 2 seconds.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. You're having a reboot but keeping the same character. I feel like Inigo Montoya, you keep using that word. I don't think you know what it means. Yeah, because you're right. Then it's not a reboot. It's like a
imagine or yeah. I guess it would be more of a sequel.
Yeah, like it's like you're bringing back the franchise, but if you're not rebooting it, unless it's a very small cameo,
maybe.
But again, if he's reprising that role, then it's still the same universe.
What about then there's also the fact of having like J.K. Simmons play J. Jonah Jameson again in Spider-Man.
Revisit is what Jack's saying.
I think it's more along the lines of they're going to be telling a completely new story. Well, they're going to be this story has not happened.
Right.
So, but we still have one of the characters because he's so iconic. We have to bring him back.
Yes. Agreed. So yeah, maybe a revisit, like Jack said, is a better phrasing for it. But like we don't really know much more about the plot. I don't even know like the cast and what story they're gonna tell. So I'm gonna keep my eye on it because I'm really, really interested in it. And let's get to Chris's super chat. Thank you so much for your support, dude. Chris. You are awesome. Let's see. Chris says, by the way, I love the channel. Free and Patreon. Oh my gosh, thank you. I found you after seeing Wendy on the Collider trailer reaction for The Force Awakens. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. That was when we were in the first space.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the first space with like
that was the AMC space.
That was
right?
that was the pre-Collider space. Which then when we transitioned to Collider, we kept the space, and then later when we expanded the team and the production, then we moved into the other space that had really wonderful skylights, so like natural light was coming in, because I tried to have a little succulent little plant in my office previously in the first space, and it browned, and I was like, this is
I killed a cactus. Yeah, we don't have the best green thumbs around here.
No, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. But thank you so much, Chris, for your support. Yeah, shout out to everybody still working very hard at Collider, writing all those articles every day. I see them on tweets on the Twitter. They're doing a lot of like virtual interviews. I think they're talking to Paul Fig today. Yeah, that's going to be really, really interesting. So thank you so much for everyone who supports us. Thank you so much, Chris. We love chatting because Chris is like got the Disney knowledge.
Yes.
So it's like whenever Chris sends in a super chat, I'm like, oh, Disney stuff. All right, should we get into our next topic? Another one. Sergio, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, couple, are you watching TV series? What do you suggest? She-Ra, if you're into animated. Avatar: The Last Airbender is now on Netflix for everybody to watch. Book 1, 2, and 3. We highly suggest you watch it. It is excellent. Another series, if you like to watch, this one's a little bit more like doom and gloom, but I really enjoy the heck out of it. Handmaid's Tale. The earlier days of Fresh Off the Boat.
So far, this newest season that they just had, you could tell that it just went.
I loved it, and then I still watch it to support, but I'm like, Glow season 1 and 2 are fantastic. We haven't watched the season 3 yet, but we will soon. What other series are there? Terrace House. If you're into a very nice, very friendly and polite reality show that is actually non-scripted, not produced like some of the reality shows that we would see here in the US, watch Terrace House. Fair warning, it is in Japanese. You have to read the subtitles, but we love them. Now,
if you want something that's a little bit, that would probably go as like a, what is that called? Not a dirty little secret that you watch, but a,
like trashy TV.
Yeah, but
a
guilty pleasure. One of the guilty pleasures that we actually had was for a show called Too Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle.
And I have to admit,
at first, when we saw the trailer, we're like, what garbage
is this?
This
is going to be such trash. And then we were like, okay, this might be interesting. Yeah. So then we watched a little bit of it, and then we were hooked.
We were hooked right away. And you guys are also suggesting other stuff. American Horror Story is really, really great. Hotel is fantastic. Murder House is my favorite. Game of Thrones is a good one if you haven't watched. Clone Wars.
We watched all
Clone Wars Rebels.
And it's awesome. A buddy of mine, Adam, is actually watching the whole. He's like, you know what? I haven't seen much of Star Wars in a while. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to watch everything Star Wars.
Yep.
I think he started off with, how did he do it? I think he's doing like an adaptation of the Machete version to where he's going episode 4, episode 5. Then he's going to episode 1, 2, then he's watching Clone Wars up until the last 4 episodes of the last season. Then he's going to watch Revenge of the Sith, then watch the last 4 episodes of season 7 of Clone Wars. Wow. Then he's going to go watch Return of the Jedi.
Oh, wow.
Then he's going to go watch Force Awakens, and then the last of the new prequels. Yeah. Not prequels, the new sequels.
Yeah. So those are all really great suggestions. Other suggestions such as Friends. Wait, there was something that I think it was MK. Yes, Man in the High Castle was good. That's also really great. That one's on Amazon Prime, and it's good.
That's something that I really want to get into.
Yes,
that's the one. If I'm not mistaken, that's the one to where what if the Nazis and Japan won World War II. I think. And America, I don't know if America split in half Or
that's almost like Handmaid's Tale, kind of like a pressure.
Yeah.
It gives you anxiety, but it's a really good watch. The performances are always phenomenal,
Mhm.
and the way this shot, it's really cool too. And also shout out to MK Somber, who wrote, "Never watched Terrace House, but Lawrence High was great on Legion." Really, she was on Legion. Lawrence High was in the season Aloha State of Terrace House, who is gorgeous, very pretty girl. She was a model. She is a model. I guess she's turned to actress as well. Taught herself to speak Japanese because she's not Japanese, but she spoke it fluently enough to be on Terrace House. She was also a great illustrator. She loved the drawing, and like she drew a lot of like cool fantasy stuff. And then she later relocated to Japan. I guess she's back in the States now. If she's doing acting here, if she's on Legion, yeah, was not on the show long enough and made me so mad. Like I wanted her to be on the show more, but she ended up leaving to pursue kind of her own adventure after she realized kind of what she wanted to do. And that's what's cool.
That
about
is something
Terrace
that I actually, I was just about to say that. I was like, that's something that I really like about Terrace House is that it seems like everyone comes to Terrace House with a goal. And then once they kind of achieve their goal, or they're like, you know what? This show or being here has really helped me move to the next level of my life. So I am now going to move to the next level of my life.
Yeah.
And someone else comes in, which makes it such a more natural kind of interaction that you get with people.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, the little that I've watched is very
so
sincere and endearing. And it doesn't have that scripted reality kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's definitely not scripted. I feel like Aloha State would be the closest to like a US reality show because it was a little bit more heightened in drama, but that's also like the cultural difference, right? Because they actually filmed it in Hawaii, and everybody who, for the most part, most of the cast members were already living as a local in Hawaii. So there's a little bit of that difference because they're more influenced by like the Western culture as opposed to Japanese culture. All right, let's go on to the next topic because we're going to be here for like another half hour.
This topic's probably going to have a lot of comments.
A lot of comments, and we welcome all comments. So let's go ahead and talk about the Snyder Cut. It is coming. So then,
even though we're not supposed to call it that.
I know we're not. They're trying to go away from that, but like the hashtag's been trending since 2017. So yeah. Basically, the fans have been asking for hashtag release the Snyder Cut for Justice League, and now we're going to be able to enjoy it on HBO Max. Not this year, in 2020. So
wait,
Zack Snyder,
that's this year.
2021.
We just want to forget about this year altogether. So
2021. Sorry.
2021 is when we'll be able to see the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. It's called Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yes, it's called that. And he announced during a Q&A after the watch along live stream. He did like a live Q&A for Man of Steel, where also Henry Cavill popped in, which everybody got really excited. So HBO Max also tweeted out a promo graphic. It's all in black and white with the captions, just like Dustin said, Zack Snyder's Justice League. And as we all know, the director stepped away from the project after a family tragedy. And they had Joss Whedon step in to finish the project. And yep, that's all the notes I have on it. So honestly, let us know what you guys think of this news. Will you be watching, and will you be getting HBO Max specifically because of this?
And honestly, I think this is great. Yeah. Anytime that we can get more superhero movie content or anything is always awesome. And honestly, I thought Justice League was pretty good.
I enjoyed it.
So to see what it could have been is also really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see this when it does come out. We actually have HBO,
it's HBO Max, so it's different.
Wait,
because we have HBO Go. Okay, so HBO Now is what we have, and that's for us who we're not subscribed to HBO. So we can watch what they have. HBO Go is for those people who are subscribed to HBO, like the other cable packages or whatever, and they can watch it on their various apps and stuff like that.
But then HBO Now is only for streaming.
It's a whole different thing that I don't know. I got to read more into it unless you guys have more insight on that.
Stinks.
That's the one research.
I actually wanted to see this.
Well, we can get it for just that, and then we can cancel it.
Okay.
So not that we suggest that we do that, but I think this is really interesting, and I like that we are finally getting it in 2021 after all these years. This fan's been screaming for it for a long time, and because I think there's a lot of hurdles you have to jump through. You have to get approval from the studio in order to do this, right? You can't just be like, I was the director on this, therefore, blah, blah, blah. Like you have to talk to all these people. You have to get all the various green lights in various areas. At least that's how I think it works. And I think, now I didn't mind that version, the version of Justice League that we got.
Yeah.
At all. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the weird facial distortion that sometimes happened on Henry Cavill's face because of the mustache. Just because it was like really apparent in some of the scenes where I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
In the very beginning and in the end scenes. Some of the other times it wasn't quite as apparent. Obviously my favorite parts in the Justice League was
when you go into
Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
The Flash.
And when we were in the Flash's den because Blackpink is playing on his monitor in the back, I was like, oh, as if it's your last. Da, 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 da. Oh, wait.
No, that one's not it. That wasn't that song. But it is a song by Blackpink. And I have to admit, to be able to, I mean, because I'm sure Zack Snyder's cut is going to be a little bit grittier of a take on
Dark.
it. Because there were some times that, when they did like the Joss Whedon kind of jokes, where it just didn't quite fit and mash up. So,
it's two
especially
very
when
different
Batman,
type of directors.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing is I like both directors.
Yes.
I think their flavors and their style is very different. And I think a lot of people were like, well, look what he did with the Avengers. Yeah. And that was really great. And like he could do another ensemble film. But the thing is that we had another director's whole vision already. Yeah. But then how do you hire a director and say, we ask you to take over, but you can't do anything you want? Like, is that fair? I don't think that's fair either. So there you have to find some sort of like ground that to make everybody happy. I honestly was really happy with the film, but I'm also really excited to see the Snyder version of like what he wanted it to be. And if it took this long, then it took this long. I'm just happy that I'm alive to see it next year. Like, and also Chet says that where is it? Okay, here it is. HBO now gets HBO Max for free, by the way. Yes! Because otherwise, what was I paying for?
Well, I was seeing also some people are like, HBO's not in the UK. HBO is not in Canada. What? And I was like, what? Why? Why not? That just sounds dumb.
That's poo-poo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So, but I mean, I'm excited to see it when it comes out and to see kind of, the different take on on the movie. So, and plus there's also you get a whole bunch more material too, because Zack Snyder's cuts are always, the 3.5 hour
It's going to be long. It's going to be like a 4-hour movie, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if anybody else is saying anything. Best sequence was the Amazonians passing the cube around the mother box.
That was a cool, action scene.
Actually really, really good because they would, even though he ended up getting the cube at the end. Yeah. But it was still, God, I love that
the
scene.
Keep away. It was really
fantastic.
Cool action, really cool, a really cool action sequence that they did.
Yeah, I love that they showed off the mascara again because like the last time we saw it was obviously Wonder Woman, and I'm hoping that's kind of why I'm also excited about Wonder Woman 1984 is that I want to kind of revisit the mascara and I want to go back and watch all the badass ladies doing their thing.
I do think that they probably did a little bit too much. What is it? The change in the costumes a little bit. It
was a little bit more apparent. Like it wasn't consistent, but like it's what it is, I guess. Yeah. Must be billed directly by HBO for HBO Now to roll over to HBO Max for free. Well, we're definitely being billed by HBO because we pay that money. $11.99 gets you HBO Now and then HBO Max. I don't pay $11.99 for HBO Now. Don't I pay $15 a month?
I think we pay $15. I think ours is $15 a month.
So if we don't get Max, I am gonna. It's only if you get the $11.99 deal. Hold on. Okay.
Well, that's something we're gonna have to look into.
We'll call
and we have from now until 2011.
2011. 2011. Want to go back in time?
Yep. Until 2021, that we'll be able to find out whether or not we get it.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and move on to our final topic of the day, and that is about Ruby Rose exiting Batwoman. So after one season, the actress exited the show, and she, quotes, said, "I have made the very difficult decision to not return to Batwoman next season. This is not a decision I made lightly, as I have the utmost respect for the cast, the crew, and everyone involved in the show in both Vancouver and in LA."
Those are her quotes.
This is her quote.
Okay.
And Warner Brothers TV and CW also said in a statement, the studio and network are firmly committed to Wonder Woman's So Batwoman's second season, this is my own notes in my own handwriting, and I can't freaking read it. Sorry, guys. Are firmly committed to Batwoman's second season and long-term future. And we, along with the show's next page. ... And we, along with the show's creative team, look forward to sharing its new direction, including the casting of a new lead actress and member of the LGBTQ community in the coming months. So there's also, and we don't want to, like, we just wanted to add this for kind of a bit of like an insight, but this is not fact. That what I'm about to say next is not a fact. Let me go back to the comments real quick, just in case there's any super chats that came in, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Nope. Okay. Cool. All right. So there are some rumors that are flying about, and this is not confirmed by anybody, not by the network, not by the studio, not by her or her reps. So take it with a very take with one grain of salt. That the rumors are, it wasn't actually just her decision. It was like a mutual decision, kind of like a breakup for her. A
mutual breakup?
Yeah, for her to leave the show, because she was having a hard time acclimating to like the schedule of being a lead and a series regular in a TV show. Filming in Vancouver she had a hard time adjusting to that, and to the long hours, and to know this is her first full-time series in a lead TV role, but we have seen her in various roles such as The Meg. We've seen her in John Wick 2.
Yeah, John.
Because she is signed the entire time, which I found so interesting. And supposedly that made all these factors supposedly, allegedly, made working with her on set difficult. So again, this is a rumor. We don't know what it's like. A lot of people, I think, they think of acting as it's very glamorous and it's easy and it's all like the red carpets and the pretty makeup and the cool costumes, and you don't realize like the preparation that goes into or not just any role. Like, she's not a guest star, she is the lead, she's carrying the show, so she has the most camera time, the most lines, the most training when it comes to physicality. She has to be in the gym all the time, and you have to eat this and that. So, and then to take that and her filming in Vancouver away probably from her like friends and family, it probably isn't easy. So what I'm saying is a life of an actor may seem glamorous, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. So like, I don't want to judge at all about like how anybody is like anything on set. I never got to meet her. I never got to interview her. So I don't know what she is like, but that's just something that's flying around. Again, it's not confirmed, so we don't know. What we want to kind of focus on is, how does the show proceed now? Because you have this phase as Wonder Woman. You did the full
Batwoman.
Oh my God. Batwoman. Bat.
Batwoman.
Bat.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like your brain is so used to saying Wonder Woman. Yeah. So yeah, with Batwoman.
Bat.
And yeah, how do you bring in? I mean, they're obviously going to go into second season. Yeah. So that means they have to bring in a new actress. So yeah, I mean, who do they go for? I mean, what kind of personality do they want to bring in?
Yeah.
And do they go for someone that's a big name, someone who's not a big name on this? So I mean, it's very interesting to find out and to kind of think about what they're going to do to kind of solve this problem. And is it going to be a jarring kind of a thing? I mean, because the lead actor really does set the mood, the tone. I mean, the direction you kind of go, you're kind of going with your lead actor. So, and plus we will never, I don't think we'll ever truly ever know what exactly happened on set. If it was,
we're not there, so we can't say. Ever.
And it does seem like they're all kind of being like, hey, okay, obviously this is not working out, so let's try to find a way that is mutual for both of us. So far, we haven't found anything to where people are starting to fling mud at each other. Right.
And I don't think there needs to be that. I think her statement is her statement. And if they obviously, like, a statement like this is like huge, like for a lead actress of the titular hero of the show that she's on, playing Batwoman, she decides to exit the show, and this is her statement. Like, she's putting a lot of it on her shoulder. and don't forget that when she first got cast, there was a lot of backlash.
Oh yeah,
there was a lot of backlash.
And we also don't know if that's part of the reason why she left too.
I hope not.
I mean, she was getting a lot of hate. She was getting
but she turned off her comments on her IG because of it.
So it might be to a point to where she's like, I'm running myself ragged. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm away from my family and friends, and I'm still getting a lot of hate.
Yeah.
So it could be very much, I just can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
We also don't know, exactly what happened on set.
We don't know what happened on set.
We probably won't know for years to come.
Yeah, and maybe that doesn't need to come out if they've reached some sort of just like this is let's say this is her decision, then let it be her decision, and let's all just respect that. And for everybody who loves the show, I hope they find the right actor for this. Mm-hmm. And they did say, I think, that they want to cast LGBTQ actor, and
which is very vital to, I think, to not just
to the character,
but to the character, because that's a huge part of Batwoman.
Yeah. So I hope they find the right person. I don't really have a person in mind right now. I kind of want to think about it before I come back. But let's see what you guys are saying about this news, because I know a lot of you guys like the show. Jack, for example, said that my stomach went as soon as I heard the news. I was terribly shocked. I was actually shocked when I read it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what? We actually added that kind of last minute when I saw the news. I was like, oh, we need to definitely, talk about this. And let's see.
So you saw the Meg with her in it. Did she? I don't know if I wanted to say.
It wasn't as big of a role as I wanted it to be. She had a bigger role in John Wick 2. And then Debbie also said she was in Orange is the New Black as well as Pitch Perfect.
All right. That's right.
Let's see. If you read a story from tvline.com, that was just a prepared statement with more stuff behind the scene that meets the eye. That's just, look, acting is also a business.
Yeah.
And shows are also, it's entertainment, but it's also
too.
Business. So, yeah, I just want to kind of respect that. But I'm also a part of me is itching to kind of what's the tea?
Mm-hmm.
What's the tea on this?
That's always really fun to kind of find out and just be sipping there.
She really definitely had the right look.
Yes.
I felt like she's very pretty. And I haven't watched too much of Batwoman to fully embrace the show, but I was liking what I saw. Reese says, I heard the actress also plays Rosa Diaz, is interested in playing Batwoman. Okay. Okay. Well, time will tell. Ruby Rose should have been, okay, this is from Steve Calderon. Ruby Rose should have known what she signed up for before taking the lead role. That includes working long hours of filming, 22 episodes for 10 months each season. I feel like she wasted everybody's time. Yeah, it may seem that way when somebody suddenly exits. But again, we don't know the details of it all. We don't know how much of an effect it also had on her as a person. So
and
it's
we also
definitely
don't
not
know
a decision
all of
made
the factors too.
Yeah.
I mean, there also could be a thing to where you expect a show to run a certain way. You expect, okay, I know this is going to require a lot of work, a lot of effort, but if you start having to, I don't know how much she had to deal with comments and, personal attacks and scheduling and being away from your loved ones and family.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you don't really realize how much it hurts or how hard it is until it happens.
Yeah.
You could be like, oh no, I've got a thick skin. I can handle this. I'm tough. And then all of a sudden you get hit and you're just like, oh, that hurt a lot harder than I thought it was going to.
I feel like she's had a little rough with her road, her career. Cause
yeah, you just get.
It's
you don't know until you've
she's
been
made
there.
it, but she's also it hasn't been easy for her, and I feel like she just keeps on fighting, and good on her to keep going. This is acting she's passionate about. She should keep going with it. So this is just another bump in the road for her, and I hope to see her cast in many other projects. And sometimes the projects it's not the right puzzle piece.
Yeah, and
it hurts. It hurts a lot, and this news is not. It's not great news, and I think it sucks for both the production and for her. And I'm just gonna wait patiently to see what happens with this role. But I do hope we know that they're gonna recast, and I hope they find the right person.
Yeah.
And let's see, didn't Ruby Rose have major surgery on her back and working on the show? Yeah, she had
someone did mention that.
She had a major stunt accident.
And that can also contribute to a lot of, oh my gosh, I did not imagine
being that scared.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it comes to back surgery. When it comes, I mean, as soon as that happens, you could be like, my life is over. You could be like, what if I end up being paralyzed? What if I mean, look at Andre the Giant too, where he couldn't pick anything up because of his back. You know, that scene to where he catches Buttercup in.
He did it.
Well, no,
right?
She was on wires.
Oh.
She was all on wires.
Well, she should have been anyways for safety.
But yeah, he could not pick anything up, and that's all because of back pains.
Wow.
So,
Reese says it was neck surgery. She almost died. Oh, that's frightening.
Okay, that could make me.
That can mess with you up here.
What is that called?
Rethink everything.
Rethink everything. You're like, I did not intend to almost die on this shoot.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God.
But once again, we also don't know. It's really, it's one of those things that I'm always like, you know what, we kind of need more information before we can make a judgment.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, we have a super chat from Josh. Josh, I'm glad you caught us because I almost started saying the show.
Done.
Josh Riddle, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Chat. New to your channel, just want to support. Thank you so much for this. Oh my gosh, makes me so happy. You guys, again, thank you always for supporting us. We're sorry that today we went over our normal time.
I'm sure
we're at an hour 15. I just feel bad because, you know, like people have stuff to do. So you can always put pause and come back. But we appreciate for everybody who comes in and stays through the show. And we want to welcome you guys to come back on Saturday's stream at 2 p.m. PT because we're going to have a special guest. So last week we experimented and we had our dear friends late to the party.
Who are awesome. And I love them.
So awesome. Go and support them. And this Saturday, fingers crossed that everything still, because people's schedule changed. But I'm actually going to announce that I was going to hold her up. But I actually texted him and I was like, hey, I'm going to announce. And he actually didn't text me back. So I'm guessing it's okay to be like, okay.
Sorry, we're announcing you, dude.
So as of right now, we have confirmed our friend, the Outlaw, John Roca, is going to be on Saturday's stream. It's not going to be as topic heavy as this because
Saturdays are more
Saturday's a little bit more, yeah. We'll have a little bit.
Guests.
Exactly. We're going to have a little bit of topics just to keep the conversation going. But go ahead and email us at Movie Couple Channel. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. If you have any questions for us, for Mr. John Roca, so it's going to be a more like AMA type of an episode. So
and if any big news does happen to come out, great. That gives us a really cool topic to talk about.
Yeah. So I went ahead and put our email in the chat there. It is moviecouplechanel@gmail.com. Start emailing us now, and we will pull your questions for John to answer and just to chat. Because I really have not. I mean, I've texted with John here and there, but I really haven't I haven't
been on a show with him.
Yeah. You haven't been on the show with him?
I've never been on a show with Roca. So
sometimes Roca can get a little heated.
I have watched him. Passionate. But I mean, I've met the guy. I've hung out with him. He's cool. Oh, I love hanging out with him.
You can have a conversation with him, because I worked with him, right? So I've seen him. The man worked so hard. And he would stress himself out. I'm not doing enough. And I was like,
dude, you're losing your mind.
You're overworking yourself. You should be sleeping. So just want to let you guys know that he's going to be our guest on Saturday's stream. So hope you guys tune in then. And yes, Jack, go ahead and email us for the question just so we can look to one place. And we're going to also open up the questions to our Patreon. So if you're a Patreon supporter, I'll make a post and you guys can just comment under there. Whichever one you want, let us know. Roca's got that gravitas. His favorite word. Yeah, so we're very excited. And last note from Debbie, Variety words. Variety's reporting that Monday, LA is going to talk about reopening movie production and TV production. I'm betting it's going to be less than 50 people per set. No crafty service.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like a skeleton crew.
It's
just an interview of him then. I don't want to call it an interview with Roca. I want to have it's just going to be like a good old catch up between the two of us. We'll have some topics picked out. But yeah, it'll be just like a fun, Casual Saturday. Oh, sassy Saturday.
Sassy Saturday. But yeah, you know, very much to what we had with the Late to the Party.
Yeah.
With Late to the Party, it's going to be, we're going to have some subjects, we're going to have some topics, people can ask questions, and we're just going to have a good time and talk and chit chat.
We're going to have a great time. Yeah, and Roca is on YouTube. You just look up his name, John Roca, on YouTube, and he'll pop up. And I think his channel is called like the Outlaw Nation, like that's the name. But the YouTube URL, I think it's like John Roca or maybe John S. Roca. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, we're gonna find out on Saturday because we're gonna get all the right info from him so we can promote his stuff. And he does stream all day, all the time. So there's a lot of content over there if you're into like in-depth, like deep dive, and he does a great interview series. So yeah, check him out. And you guys, thank you so much again for all of your support, for all of the super chat. Thank you to Josh and Chris and Sergio and Niall from Austria for all of your amazing super chats. I'm sorry if I left anybody else right now. I left out anyone else's name, but thank you all so much for your continuous support. We will look forward to bringing you more content. Don't forget, Retro Trailer Review is tomorrow. It'll be a trailer of our choosing. And then the week following that will be one of the ones that you guys suggested, because last time we did, I think...
We did Ninja
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and that was something that you guys had picked. So we're gonna alternate. One week will be something that we pick. The next week will be something that you guys suggest. So if you go to the comment section of the latest Retro Trailer Review video and suggest there, we jot them down. We have notes upon notes and titles, and we will get to them as soon as we can. So you guys, thank you so much again for continuing supporting us. We love you guys. We love hanging out with you. Sorry again, this has gone super long, so I'm going to stop talking. If you enjoy the stream, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you share it for anybody else who may enjoy movie talk topics.
Like, share,
subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. See ya. Bye.